So hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing great. So in this video we are going to talk about how we can create a realistic eye shader using the EEVEE. So without any further delay, now let's get started the tutorial. And before starting the tutorial guys, I just want to show you a basic rig of these two eyes, because after completing this tutorial you have to rig your eyes, so how they will look like at the end. So in this video, first of all I just want to show you. So here you can see guys, here I have add some contour into my eyes. So if I'm just gonna move these controller into my pose mode, so here you can see I'm just gonna show you. Here you can see, okay, so here you can see guys, this is for my right eyes, here you can see, and this is for my left eye, okay. And in between two bones, here you can see we have a main bone which is gonna move these two eyes together, something like that. If I'm just gonna hide my overlay option, so here you can see, now we can see how cool they are looking, by the way, okay. So if you guys want to know how we can rig also these eyes, something like that, so make sure you comment down below. We'll definitely make the tutorial on this topic also, but in this topic we'll just talk about how we can create these cool eyes using the EEVEE. Okay, so now let's start the tutorial. So first of all I just want to start a new fresh file, so let's do it. Okay, so alright guys, here you can see right now we don't have any eye shader into our eyes. So first of all what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna unhide everything pressing the shift H, something like that, okay. And I'm also going to enable my shortcut VR, so you guys can easily see which key I'm pressing on the left hand side. So first of all what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna edit mode of this UV sphere first of all, and then I'm just gonna select this middle vertices, and then I'm just gonna press the Control plus, and it will increase the selection, something like that. And then I'm just gonna select these vertices, and after that I will just do Shift D and it will duplicate. Then I will just press the left click and keep it again that same place where we have duplicated, by the way. And then I'm just gonna press the P, and here I will just do separate, something like that. Okay, so now here you can see we have a separate mesh here. Okay, so first of all what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna move it this little bit outside, something like that, by the way. Yeah, that's look nice. Okay, and after that I'm just gonna edit mode of this separate part, then I'm just gonna select everything pressing the A. So now I will just rotate this separate mesh into a 180 degree. So I'm just gonna press the RZ 180 degree, something like that. And now here you can see we have a that kind of shape here, okay, that's look nice. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna select these edges pressing the 2, and I will just press the G twice, something like that, here you can see. And I'm just gonna move it and going to drag it close the other edge, something like that. So now here you can see we have that kind of shape here. Basically I know that right now you can't see what's going on here, so now I'm just gonna show you here. So now here you can see that looks something like that. And now what I'm gonna do, first of all I just want to add a new material into this. And first of all what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna select that part where we want the material. So I'm just gonna select these mesh, and now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna, and I will just name this material as a pupil, yeah, something like that. And I'm just gonna assign it here, and I will just change the base color as a black color, something like that, okay. And then I'm just gonna inverse this selection pressing the Control I, and here I will just create a one more new material, that name will be iris, yeah. And I'm just gonna assign it something like that. So right now here you can see we have that kind of shape here, and which is look nice. So now we will do some little correction here. So what I'm gonna do, first of all I'm just gonna edit mode of this pupil part, and then I'm just gonna add some edge loop in between here. I think 3 is look nice to me. And then I'm just gonna press the Shift Alt S, and I'm just gonna do little drag it, something like that. So now we'll just get a smooth shape here. So I think that's look nice to me, yeah. Now we have a perfect curve shape here. We can do again, I think, yeah. So now here you can see that's look nice, yes. And if you guys want to do manually these edges, so you can do Alt Shift S, you can do manually as well. So I think that look nice to me, okay. Yeah, so that's look good. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna select my iris part and I will just switch my shading panel from here, and here I will just create a procedural eye shader for this iris part basically. So I'm just gonna hide everything pressing the shift H, and I will also enable the shortcut VR here one more time. I think here in the shader editor we can't see the shortcut VR. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna split my window from here to here. Okay, so now here I'm just gonna switch this panel as a shader editor. So now maybe you will able to see a shortcut VR here maybe. Yeah, cool. So now what I'm gonna do, first of all I'm just gonna select my mesh here. This will be our mesh, and make sure you select your iris material. Then into the shader editor you have to just add one converter, that name is color ramp basically. Okay, and you have to just plug this color ramp into our base, so it will look something like that. Yeah, that's look nice. Now what you have to do, you have to just drag this black color little bit here. I think that's look nice. So we can just do little bit down. I think that's look nice also. Okay, so now here I'm just gonna add one more node. It's called basically a noise texture, and here you can see when I'm just gonna add a noise texture, so we'll see some changes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna plug this color into our FAC, and now here you can see we have a little noise into our iris part basically. Okay, so right now it's not look nice to me. So what I'm gonna do, I will just add the two node here also. So for that I will just use a shortcut key, that will be Control T, and here you can see when I'm just gonna press the Control T, we'll just get our texture coordinate node, and we'll just get also mapping node as well. Okay, and if you not get the same nodes when you will press the Control T, so make sure you enable the node wrangler add-on, which is a by default add-on by Blender. So you have to just go to your edit preference section, and here you have to just go to your add-on section, and there you have to just search the node wrangler and just enable it, and when you will just press the Control T, selecting the any node, so you will get the same nodes basically. Okay, cool. So first of all I will just change the as a UV, yeah, something like that. So when I just change the UV, so we'll just get very blurry noise texture here, because right now we didn't unwrap this part. So for doing unwrap, I'm just gonna press the tab, then I'm just gonna select the all my vertices, pressing the A, then I'm just gonna U, and I will just do unwrap. Yeah, so now we have a much more noise texture here, which is look nice to me also. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I will just add some node in between these noise texture and the mapping and texture coordinate. So we'll just get some iris effect here. So for that I will just add one gradient texture, and I'm just gonna place it in between here. Yeah, so now here we can see we have some linear lines here, and which is we don't want, because we want some radial lines. For that what we have to do, first of all we'll just change our gradient texture linear as a radial. So now here you can see we have some radial lines, but there is one problem, these lines gonna come from this side of this iris, which is we don't want. So for that what we can do, we can just change first of all this type as a texture. So we'll see something like that. Here you can see it will take a little time, I think. Yeah, I think it's done. Okay, now we'll just change some location from the our mapping section. So I'm just gonna press the 0.5, and here I will just again press the 0.5. So now here you can see we have some lines which is look nice to me. Okay, and if you will change the Z axis, so that will not gonna any affect our iris part, because I select this type as a texture, and texture work only X and Y. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna increase these scale. So now here you can see we have some cool effect here. Okay, so now here you can see we can see some lines into our iris part, and which is look nice to me. So we can just keep it as a 80. Yeah, I think 80 is look nice to me. That's look nice. Now what I'm gonna do, we'll just add some color into these lines, so it will look like a iris by the way. So for that, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna select my all texture coordinates from here, basically all nodes, and then I'm just gonna press the shift D, and I'm just gonna move it here to here. Okay, now first of all, what I'm gonna do, I will just remove this noise texture in between here, because we don't want any more this noise texture. Now we'll just plug this color as a FAC. Yeah, so right now we can't see what these nodes are doing, by the way. So if you want to see how the nodes are working now, so what you have to do, you have to just select that last one, then you have to just press the Control Shift right click. So you will see here we have a new viewer node, and now you can see what these nodes setup are going to do exactly. Okay, so right now it's not look nice to me. So first of all, what I'm gonna do, I will just add little color here, by the way. So for that, I will just choose color from here. I will just choose little bluish tone. Yeah, I think that's look nice to me. And I'm just gonna add one more node in between here, and we'll just close these two, something like that. Okay, yeah, I think that look nice to me. I think we'll just change little color from here. First of all, I think that's look nice. Now we'll just add the color here as well. Yeah, so right now it's look nice to me, and I think we have to do one more thing here. We have to just change our gradient type as a spherical. So now here you can see that will look something like that, and from here you don't need to change anything, by the way. Okay, now what you have to do, we have to just mix these nodes, and now we'll see how they are looking together, by the way. So first of all, I'm just gonna select this one, and I will just press the Control Shift left click, so it will again switch our first material. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna add one mix RGB node here, and I will just plug this color into our color part, something like that, and we'll just select this for color. I will set it here, and now I will just plug this color into our base color. So now here you can see we have that kind of effect happening here, and which is look nice to me, guys. Okay, and if you guys want to do changes any color of your iris part, so you can change from the here. So I think I want to change, so let's do it, and we'll just do little dark from here. Yeah, I think that's look nice to me. So now here you can see, guys, our iris part is look nice. I think that is too much dark. We'll just use little light color, yeah, light shade basically. Yeah, now that's look nice to me. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna hide everything again, and I will just select my this sphere basically, and I'm just gonna add a new material into this part, and I will just set this name as a cornea, something like that. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, first of all, I'm just gonna select my both of these parts, and I'm just gonna hide everything apart from these two. Then I'm just gonna my left view, and I think right view. Yeah, and I'm just gonna switch my wireframe mode, so it will look something like that. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna move this iris part inside of this cornea section, and you have to just match this line with this cornea lines basically. So I'm just gonna match this line, something like that. Yeah, that's look nice to me. So right now here you can see, guys, if I'm just gonna switch into my material preview, yeah, so we can't see our iris part anymore here. So now what we have to do, we have to add some shader into our cornea part, so we'll able to see the behind of this iris basically. Add again one converter, that name is basically color ramp. Yeah, color ramp is so good. Okay, and then I'm just gonna plug this color into our color, by the way, something like that. So right now there is nothing happening. So what we have to do, first of all, I'm just gonna add again one gradient texture here as well, Okay, and we'll just plug it color as a FAC. And now here we can see, if I'm just gonna move this slider here to here, now we can differentiate the color basically of both side. Okay, now that's look cool. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna see first of all where is my the iris part. So my iris part is here, but that color is going to the wrong side. So first of all we have to just move this color here to here. Okay, so for moving this color here to here, what we have to do, we have to just add the again a texture coordinate map. So I'm just gonna add a press the Ctrl T, and here we have a texture coordinate and mapping node. And right now I will just change the as a object. Okay, and right now we don't need to change this pointer, basically keep it as a pointer. And now as I told you, here we have our cornea part. If I'm just gonna show in my wireframe mode, so here you can see we have a cornea part here, basically here on the back end side. Yeah, so we have to move this color here to here. So for that what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna move this Z axis. Here you can see, if I'm just gonna move it here, you can see, so I'm just gonna move it as a 90°. So now here you can see we have a right face angle basically. And now if I'm just gonna move this slider little bit here to here, so now here you can see we have a perfect iris part here. Yeah, let me check it again. We are on a right way, by the way. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna do little sharp this part for a while, by the way. Okay, now that's look cool also. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna duplicate this principal BSDF one more time. So I will just press the Shift D, something like that. And right now we have to mix the both principal BSDF with this final output, basically material output. So I'm just gonna add a mix shader node here. I will just add a mix shader node, and I will just keep it here. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna plug this BSDF to here, and second one is here to here. Okay, and now I will just plug this color ramp into our FAC, and then I'm just gonna plug this final one into our surface shader. So right now here you can see there is no changing is happening, by the way. So now what we have to do, we have to just increase the transmission value. That's look nice. And one more thing we have to do, by the way, what we have to do, we have to just decrease the roughness from the here. Okay, and one more thing we have to do, we have to just enable the screen reflection from here, something like that. And now here you can see, guys, we can see our eyes very nicely here. But here we have to do one more thing. What we have to do, we have to just close these part, something like that. Yes, now that look nice to me. Now here you can see we have a perfect eyes, which is look nice to me. Yeah, that's look great. And if you guys want to do change the color of this iris part, so what you have to do, you have to just select your iris part, and first of all I think you have to just change this linear as a ease. We'll just get a more smooth, yeah, smooth effect here. That's look cool, by the way. And now if you guys want to do change the color, you can change the whatever color you want to change. So here you can see, now we can change any color. Yes, so now here you can see, yeah, so I think that look nice to me. If I'm just gonna switch my material preview, and I'm just gonna unhide everything, so let's see how it look like. Yeah, bang. Now here you can see we have a realistic eye effect here, and which is look nice to me. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna duplicate this same eyes to the other part as well. So for that I'm just gonna my front view, and I'm just gonna delete this sphere because we don't need any more this sphere. I will just select both sphere. I think we have to select this one and this one, then do Shift D on a x-axis and keep it here. Yeah, that's look cool. Yeah, so now here you can see, guys, these two eyes looking damn cool. Yeah, so here you can see guys, that's how you can create a realistic eye using the EEVEE shader basically. Okay, and you can also use cycle engine as well, but EEVEE is a more fast, so that's why I prefer the EEVEE first of all. Okay, and if I'm just gonna switch into my cycle, so we'll see same effect also. There is no changes happening, by the way. Okay, don't worry about it, but we'll prefer the EEVEE first of all. So now here you can see we have a perfect eyes here, and which is look nice to me. So I hope guys you enjoyed this video and you learned something new today. And one more thing I just want to show you here what I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna show you some shape keys and expression which is I have added into my character. So here you can see, if I'm just gonna my shape key section, so here we have a lots of expression. If I'm just gonna move my eyebrow, so here you can see it's gonna move this eyebrow very nicely, here you can see. And if I'm just gonna change this mode as a angry mode, so here you can see it's gonna angry, oh my god, and this gonna sad also, yes. And here you can see if I'm just gonna close this eye, so it will gonna sleep now. Good night guys, good night, he will sleep now. I'm kidding. Yeah, so if you guys also wanted to know how we can create that kind of facial expression, so make sure you comment down below. And thanks for watching this video guys. If you learned something in this video, please hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe my channel. Also, if you have any queries, if you have any suggestion, please let me know in the comment box. I will definitely reply comment. So bye bye, take care and stay home guys.